Let's start from the crazy and move to batshit insane. Number 5. Diogenes. Diogenes throughout his life did not give a fuck. He lived in a barrel with only a wooden bowl to his name until one day he saw a child drinking out of a puddle with his bare hands, and he thought to himself, who needs this shit anyway, and threw the bowl away. Usually when people protest, they dye their hair and go on Twitter, but Diogenes did whatever he wanted. Shit in a theater, piss on random people, or jerk off in public. One fan of Diogenes was Alexander the Great himself, so he decided to pay Diogenes a visit and said to him that he would grant him any wish he wanted. Keep in mind, at that time, Alexander the Great controlled the Macedonian Empire, one of the largest empires in human history. Diogenes said to him, "Yeah, I got one, move out of the way, you're blocking the sunlight." Number 4. Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro was a dictator loved by his people. After all, he only had over 600 assassination attempts on his life. Aside from the usual poisoned cigars, poisoned milkshakes, exploding seashells, and poisoned diving suits, the one which showed his true character was that of Marita Lorenz, who was tasked with first seducing Castro and then slipping him poison. Having doubts about killing him, she flushed the poisoned pills down the toilet. When he came into her hotel room, this is how the conversation went. He came into the room and laid on the bed while having a cigar in his mouth, then said, "Did you come here to kill me?" I said yes. He replied, "Well, very well." Then he stood up and leaned towards me, handed me his revolver and said, "Do it." I flipped the chamber out and hit it back. He didn't even flinch and said, "You can't kill me, no one can." He grabbed me and we made love, then he got dressed and left. Long story short, he managed to seduce the person that was sent to seduce and kill him. Number 3. Tycho Brahe. Tycho Brahe was an astronomer severely respected for his works. However, he lived a life that many would deem to be fictional. During an engagement party of his professor, Tycho and his cousin got into a fight over who was the better mathematician. So they decided to settle it in the nicest way possible, by having a sword duel in which Tycho lost his nose. Normally people have pets like cats or dogs. However, Tycho had a pet moose, which he randomly brought from the forest one day. However, the pet moose unfortunately died. Now, you may wonder, how did that happen? Well, the moose really enjoyed beer, and one day he had a bit too much and fell off the stairs. But not a problem for Tycho, who replaced the moose with a dwarf jester called Jeb. But what's so special about Jeb, you may ask? Well, Tycho claimed that the dwarf had psychic abilities. Number 2. Mad Jack Churchill. Mad Jack Churchill was a British Army officer during World War II. In World War II, soldiers would usually use the standard boring weapons like rifles or machine guns. Mad Jack, however, used a longbow and a sword. In fact, he was the last British soldier to kill someone with a bow. During our retreat to Dunkirk, Mad Jack was shot in the neck. When his fellow soldiers asked him what happened, he casually said the German machine gun. While marching into battle, Mad Jack would play the bagpipes. In one of those fights, he captured 42 German prisoners of war by himself with just his sword. After being caught by the Germans, Mad Jack managed to escape 2 concentration camps. By that point, the war in Europe was coming to an end. But Mad Jack didn't have enough, so he decided to join the war in the Pacific against Japan. As he was on his way there, the USA dropped 2 atomic bombs, ending the war. Mad Jack was furious about this, saying, "If it wasn't for those dumb Yanks, we could have kept the war going for another 10 years. Number 1. Tarrare. Tarrare was, in the nicest way possible, the biggest fat ass in human history. By his teens, he could eat a quarter of a whole cow daily. Despite this, he only weighed 100 pounds at the age of 17. After his parents kicked him out of the house, he became a street performer where he would eat anything that people brought him. This could range from vegetables to even wine corks. After a few years, he ended up in a hospital where they did many experiments on him. In one of the experiments, they put him in a room with a table and a meal for 15 people. He ate it all and then went to sleep. In another experiment, they gave him an eel which he grabbed with his hands, crushed its head with his mouth and swallowed the thing whole. In yet another experiment, Tarrare ripped apart a live cat with his hands, drank its blood, ate it, and later gagged up its skin and fur. Because his appetite was never satisfied, he would often leave the hospital to fight stray dogs for food, but that's not everything. He would also often drink the blood of patients who were getting bloodletting, and he was caught trying to eat dead bodies from a morgue. The final straw, however, was when a 14-month-old baby went missing. You guessed it, he ate the baby, so he got kicked out of the hospital. After his death and during his autopsy, the doctors said they could see all the way down from his throat and into his stomach. This is FigMedia. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'm outside your house.